Welcome to the ADA book. Today, I have a special guest. His name is Dylan Wiafe. Dylan just interviewed me for his podcast. We got to talking. I find out, I started to look at his portfolio. Dylan is a very talented developer, and he's working on accessibility and prioritizing accessibility. I think he's someone that everyone should know about. So I wanted to record this video because talented developers who are knowledgeable in accessibility are few and far between, and it's hard to actually track one down. And so today I have Dylan on the show. Dylan, thank you so much for being here. Can we just start off? Can you tell me some more about yourself?
Hi, Kris. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Yeah, so I'm a software engineer with about 7 years of experience in coding, and really I can attribute my progression toward all the great membership that I've had along the way. I had a chance to go to a coding bootcamp that's based in Canada by the name of Brain Station that really helped me take my skills to the next level. But initially before that, I was a self-taught developer who had worked for different startups and started companies by myself. But essentially, this is a space that I've always wanted to be in, right? I've always sort of had an eye for design and wanted to see how I would interpret things. I sort of got on creating a web application for a local restaurant to take reservations for Valentine's Day as sort of a promotion. So that was a very early stage product that sort of inspired this whole journey and got me involved with JavaScript. So the name of my company is Javascript Instruments, and essentially the idea is that we would be creating tools for our customers, whether it be through websites or web applications, as well as mobile applications, in order to help them grow their business and serve as things that they could arm themselves with to better serve their clientele, and also better perform and meet whatever needs that they have.
So when did you start focusing in on accessibility?
I started focusing on accessibility almost right after I started this company. Essentially, I knew that I would definitely have the opportunity to be in front of a large audience or serve a lot of people. And I wanted to know how I could best do that. I knew that SEO optimization was a way to make it work from the business standpoint, but handicap accessibility I saw as something that I could use to help make it work from a user experience standpoint. Right now we're experiencing a very interesting development in the digital landscape where not only do things benefit from working well for a number of people, but we have a number of devices, right, that are available. And I'm looking to definitely develop custom solutions for individuals with all sorts of needs.
And so how do you see yourself, like, how are you progressing with accessibility going forward? Like, are you going to leverage this as a part of your marketing? Is this something that you're going to really build around with your agency? How do you see yourself moving forward?
I would see it more as the latter. I think that JavaScript Instruments is its best self if we can sort of just grow in this space and incorporate it into all of these solutions and websites and web applications, as well as mobile applications that we built. But long term, it's going to be interesting to see how we can continue to stay current whilst also kind of building things that are functional and shipping stuff fast, right? So I think that one key thing that you taught me within our time really speaking is showing a commitment early on is a great way to get started. Showing the fact that you're committed to fielding your sort of clients' inquiries and you're sensitive toward their needs is great. And I think that's something that's very easy for us to help not only adopt for ourselves, but help educate our own clients for. So I think that's the like one of the main key ways that we can sort of be effective here.
And I think you're going to see there are some clients that are going to gravitate you towards you because your JavaScript Instruments is embracing accessibility, and other times you're going to educate other clients on like, hey, this is something that you really want, not only for legal reasons, but because it's a win-win all around. And so one of the benefits to accessibility is it directly impacts usability. And so it really improves the process all along. Can you talk about the thought process that goes into mind when you're making sure that a website or another digital asset is user-friendly and has a great user experience?
Yes. So my UX designer really focuses on making sort of user experiences that are very easy to track and follow, and from the headers to the contrast to the images that he's choosing. And he wants to make sure everything is really spaced and organized in a way that's not going to be too convoluted. And the user would very easily be able to make their way through our web pages and our mobile applications while focusing on the critical needs that they have. If they're trying to buy a product, for example, like in the demo that I showed you for the mobile app, it's very focused on pretty much doing just that. And the way that he sort of handles spacing and pagination, I think, is a great way of doing that. But we sort of have an iterative approach with how we design, from our user stories. When we're really just kind of putting things together, we sort of highlight how we want things to appear for the users in the end state, and we work to achieve that, right? So these are just some of the few things that we're doing from a design perspective that I think definitely help give us the advantage here.
And how long has JavaScript Instruments been in business?
JavaScript Instruments just started this year in January. So
okay. And you've already showed me some of your client work, and I can tell you, everyone who is watching and listening right now, the work is really, I mean, it stands out as amazing. You really have a stellar portfolio in just a short amount of time. And I wanted to bring you on the channel because you are genuinely committed to accessibility. And we talked on the podcast about how important it was. And I could tell you weren't, it's not just something you were saying. This is not just, of course, accessibility is a great marketing advantage and it can really move you ahead. But you really want to learn about accessibility. I mean, it's not that you're continuing to learn about accessibility, and it's really something that you want to integrate into your company. And that's something we talked about, is really furthering accessibility. And so as we wind up, can you talk about your commitment to accessibility and how much importance you're placing on this?
Definitely. And thanks for that. For me, it all sort of started as trying to build a team and build a skill set that was going to allow me to create excellent products and offer excellent services in the digital space. But then, it sort of dawned on me, why create excellent things if everyone can't use them? So that's sort of my thesis statement right there. At JavaScript Instruments, we're looking to create things that are usable, that sort of are visually striking, like a lot of my clients' work that I was able to showcase to you here, for all. And that's not something that you can really maybe do at the onset, but if you can sort of map it out and sort of put out in your accessibility statements and just everything that you do, that you're looking to at least achieve, AA compliance with what you're doing, or you're looking to listen to the needs of certain individuals who are coming onto your platform and go ahead and take that feedback and make it better. I think that, you can you can certainly have an impact in this space. And for me, I was more so looking to have an impact that was a positive one, more so than being a massive success from a financial perspective. But, you know, going forward, we'll have to see who the different individuals that will be able to serve with our different skill sets might be, and how we can help them achieve their goals.
And so the last thing I want to ask is just if you have any final words or anything that can help people understand more about either you or JavaScript Instruments, and or any links that you want to share. I'm going to link to all of your stuff in the YouTube description. I'll also link to our other podcast that we just recorded. You are going to host that, but also, can you just share any last thoughts or resources for us?
Yeah, in terms of my thoughts, I wanted to just thank you. You've helped me sort of cultivate this authentic passion, right? For just learning and consuming the material in this space to be able to become competent and be able to serve others. And I think that's, something that's endlessly valuable from a viewer's perspective. I'll be able to take that, wherever I go. But I think, individuals can definitely look to my LinkedIn and my Medium blog for different resources and information that I'm putting out there. I also have my personal and company Instagram page, which are supposed to be complementary toward one another. That can go ahead and show individuals the different things that I'm working on. So my focus and my interest definitely is drifting a little bit more toward the mobile space, but I'm going to be looking to apply, the WCAG success criteria toward, whatever I'm working on going forward. And I think it's definitely going to be a very interesting challenge, which, I might ask for some of your help on. But for me, the journey has only just begun. I'm looking to definitely become more knowledgeable in this space in the months and years to come, and share my learnings with you all.
Well, I really appreciate that comment. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. And I will just close with this. Dylan has fantastic work. That is why I immediately after recorded the podcast, I started to look at your portfolio, and I could the excellence was brimming from what you showed me. So I had to bring you on. I encourage everyone to take a look at Dylan's resources. Thank you so much for being on, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon.
Thank you, Kris. Take care.
You too.